Hey, speaking of housing, tonight transformative changes underway in the Brookhill village of Charlotte. A new developer took over the historic community in South End earlier this year, and now they're in the middle of demolition. In partnership with Pride magazine, our Fred Shropshire shares how crews are turning dilapidated apartments into what developers are calling workforce housing.
Provide opportunities for families who deserved affordable housing, and that was the original vision, the intent.
Some might call what you see here a dream deferred. Others might call it a broken promise.
It's important that we don't forget our history.
The year was 1950, when segregation in housing was the norm. C.D. Spangler, father of billionaire and former UNC system president C.D. Spangler Jr., built Brookhill Village, a 418-unit complex for black residents near South Tryon and Remount in an area we now know as South End. A 99-year land lease stipulating only the buildings, not the ground upon which they sit, can be sold.
Part of the challenge here is that there's been just almost neglect here. This is a time capsule. What does this represent for Charlotte?
It represents opportunity to pay homage to an historic community.
Back in March, Antoine Denard of Core Real Estate Advisors, along with Mike Griffin, a native Charlottean of Griffin Brothers, became the latest developers to partner over the last 72 years of that 99-year lease to manage the 42-acre site.
South End is rapidly gentrifying, and there's all kinds of things going on. And we've got to get out of this crescent moon situation we have here in Charlotte, where everybody's condensed in certain areas.
For Griffin, this is roughly a $7 million investment. Demo and reno, replacing original single-source oil units with HVAC and heating systems, LED lighting, new appliances, fixtures, and more. All completed while keeping the current 100 residents on the property by consolidating them.
Relocating these families off-site was not even an option for us.
I don't know that I would consider myself a traditional developer.
Work completed in multiple phases over the course of the next 36 months, with a goal to add retail and apartment spaces into the mix among what Griffin is calling workforce housing.
I think that we can accommodate those families in a portion of this land and use the other portion to help subsidize those accommodations. So I think there's a business model here. It's not charity.
That was Fred Shropshire reporting once again. We can also tell you here the developers say that they are still working out the phasing of construction, so they're not going to make those details public until they tell residents first. The estimated average rent for the workforce apartments is between $350 and $550 a month. And we wanted to share this too. WCNC Charlotte has partnered with Pride magazine to highlight stories like this one you just saw, which you won't see anywhere else.